Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Like, Share, Follow. And this week, I'm talking to the amazing Janisha Chaudhary, who is the content coordinator at Thrive Digital. So, hi, Janisha, how are you going? Now, the last time I saw you was actually in class in second semester last year, and you were one of the very first students to go through the social media major at the University of the Sunshine Coast. So, tell me, what has been happening since I last saw you?
So since I last saw you, I finished up my studies and then I started working at Thrive full time from January. So I had started working there mid last year while I was still studying. And before that, I was interning at Dash of Milk as part of the USC social media internship course. So after that, I picked up a lot of skills there in just basically social media management, and it really cemented that that was what I wanted to do, like and work in the field. So I was already working in a sort of admin role at the time, like outside of my studies. But then I started applying for jobs in social media after interning because I built quite a portfolio with everything I did at Dash of Milk because it was very hands on and I was doing work in all parts of the agency. Um, and then after that, yeah, I just ended up at Thrive as the social media content coordinator. And it's just been really great since. And then I was still finishing up my studies in second semester. So I was taking the social media management course at the same time, which was helping me in my work and study, which was really good. It was a busy time, obviously, managing
Yeah.
clients for work and for uni, but it was a really good experience, I think, for managing my time. But yeah, so then that's where I'm at now. I've been at Thrive for a year now.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
And so what do you actually do at Thrive? What sort of are your key tasks that you and responsibilities when you're there?
So I manage some of our social media clients. So I create their fortnightly content and posts and like any blogs they that they have as well. I write those and then we send that off to them on like a fortnightly cycle, and then we get their feedback, make changes, schedule it all, and get it up and just pretty much manage all of that side of things,
The social
which is
media.
all stuff I yeah, it's all things I learned while doing my uni courses as well, so it really directly translated. But yeah, no, that's what I do in a nutshell. It's probably lots of little bits and pieces missing.
Yeah, no, excellent. And so tell me, what has been some of the best advice that you've received during your career? And I'm going to say career because even though you graduated this year, you've been working in the field. You were working in the field in that final year already. So even before you were snapped up, before you even graduated, which is a real testament to to your skill level and knowledge in the area of social media. So, what advice have you been given along the way that's really helped you?
I think the best advice that I've been given along the way is probably just to have a go at anything, even if there's things that you're not like 100% sure you know how to do. Like you can always research how to do it, everything. There's a course for everything now. And just like try your best. And then if it doesn't work out, you can get feedback and try again. But definitely, I think in my role, when there's like new projects or something, it's like unfamiliar, we're encouraged to just like have a go and have a good attitude about it. I feel like attitude is probably one of the most important parts.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I guess it's that sort of theme of feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Yeah,
Um, when you agree, and I like how you said that rather than using that fearful energy to sort of paralyze you and stop you from moving ahead, using it to research how you can actually do it. So
yeah,
I really love that
yeah.
approach. And so, when you were going for a role at Thrive, what do you think set you apart from other graduates or other candidates going for that role?
Well, I think, well, actually, when I applied for a role that was it was actually a digital marketing specialist, so for like Facebook and paid ads. And it was a full-time position, and I knew I was underqualified for it, but I really just like I was really eager to join the agency and offer my skills in some way. So I applied and I sent my portfolio from when I was Dash of Milk that had everything that I had done there, and then a cover letter stating like when I was available. And my boss Tamara actually ended up setting up a meeting with me, and she created the role for me at the end.
Wow.
Yeah, so then I think it was probably what set me apart was the attitude and just like putting myself forward, and just seeing how it goes. But then also I had quite a lot of experience just with the uni clients I'd managed, and then also interning at Dash of Milk, and then also yeah, just like there was a lot of experience with client management from USC. So yeah, I think it was that, and just content creation skills. So yeah,
Excellent.
it
And
was
so
really that.
just on that, your experience at uni, so what were the skills that you acknowledge that you gained at university that have really helped you in your current role?
So I think that the skills that have helped me the most is just um, my managing clients, being adaptable when any issues arise, and then also that we've just had so many resources available to us, mostly thanks to you, on like additional courses that we can take and certifications, which that's what can really set you apart, just taking advantage of all the opportunities that are out there and like bulking up your skills and your resume, because there really is just so much to learn. You can never think that you're finished learning.
Absolutely. I'm still
Yeah.
still learning, and I guess
Yeah.
that's what I love about social media too, is that you're never finished. And I love that nobody is an expert, because it moves too quickly that no one can ever say, well, that's it, I know everything. So
Yeah, definitely. That's what
yeah.
I always like always say, that you never get to that point where you're like, okay, I feel like I know what I'm doing, like I know everything. Like you never really reach that because there's always something else.
And so on the flip side of that, what skills and knowledge do you wish you had learned at university that you've needed in your current role?
Um, I wouldn't say that there was a lot that I didn't learn at uni. I think that the way the degree progressed, I was getting the skills I needed as time went on. Like if there was ever anything I was like, oh, I wish I knew how to do that, I would learn it in like the next course I would take. But probably it was just the only thing was the the timing of things is different when you're in uni. Like you have more time to work on an assignment that's like a blog, whereas like now a blog I just write it in an afternoon, and then finalize it. You have a lot less time to overthink things, but uni gave really good opportunities to build those foundations to be able to get there. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking before we went to air about how I guess the one course that sort of almost simulates that is the social media management course, where
Yeah.
you are live on a client's channels for 6 weeks, and you have to produce the content that you've proposed in their social media strategy. And so yeah, there is some time there where it is quite high pressure to make sure that you're performing and doing what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that that class is also where, if you use it to your advantage, like you can really get a lot of good experience out of it. Like if you go in ready to go above and beyond, not just do the bare minimum, it's really a course where you can't do the bare minimum. But yeah, no, that one was a really good one. That it pretty much is exactly like how we manage our clients, just on like a slightly like longer scale. But you're still having to send them content like each week, and getting and scheduling time with them to get feedback, and then schedule it all and manage their channels. So yeah, it was really, that one was a good one. That one and the internship were probably they were like two of my favorite courses, even though they were two of the most intensive ones.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I guess that were the most real. Like in the other courses,
Mm,
I guess we do use real clients, but it's not a live experience. So
mm.
clients we do the client liaison and things like that, and collaboration, and the clients get the the report or the content or the strategy at the end. But with those courses, like it's really happening. So it's
Yeah.
really happening. And I think one of the best benefits of the social media management course was that we were really lucky that we had Dennis, you generously access to the Blitz Metrics courses, so you could even further upskill and use some of the strategies that he has created and to apply them to your real clients. And I think what really stood out for me with your performance in that course was your client didn't want any paid advertising, but the fact that you created amazing content that just performed so well organically, and the engagement that you generated was just out of this world, really. So remember, there was a post you did. This was a smoothie brand, so they made smoothies, and remember there was that post that just went off the charts. So do you remember that one? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, there were a few posts where we were like, oh, we'll try and switch it up and do some more like fun, engaging posts. So we did one that was like, what smoothie are you? And people were in the comments tagging their friends and getting really involved. And we had another one where it was talking about your favorite, because it was a vegan smoothie company. It was your favorite like vegan eats on the Sunshine Coast, and lots of people were involved in that one too. They did really well. And I think that my favorite thing about managing that client was that they had quite an audience already. They just felt like they were losing their audience, like losing the engagement from their audience, and that they just wanted to like rejig things a bit, and that they hadn't been posting very much. But then at the end of the however long we were managing their socials for, they said that they had seen a few people that used to come to the markets to get their smoothies like coming out again and visiting them after seeing their posts, which was really good to see. Like that's exactly what I would want. So
yeah, like that's the perfect result. That's exactly what and so just on that, because now you're working social media all the time, so what is one of the most interesting pieces of information or tools that you've encountered in the last couple of weeks that you can share?
Yeah, so one of the most important tools, I'm not sure. We have a few different tools we'll send through to each other if we see them, like different things for Instagram line breaks and creating those. And then just I'm not really sure. I guess more so it's like a skill to engage with audiences, like to really get into our clients' brand voice when we're engaging from their accounts. So we usually will write up like in a spreadsheet a few accounts that we would want to engage with, and then hashtags that are good to engage with as well. And just the way that we would speak and those sort of key words, so that it's easy to slip into their brand voice when you're like managing lots of different accounts.
Yeah, and I mean that would be hard, wouldn't it? Because you'd almost feel like, because you're a bit sort of fragmented, you're like, who am I today? Who am I first? So yeah, and it takes a lot of skill to be able to write that and be really true to a brand voice when you've got multiple brands that you're speaking for. So what sort of advice would you give to current social media students or even emerging social media professionals about how to succeed in this industry?
I think that the best advice that I could give, because social media itself, I can't give just one tip because it's always going to be changing. Something I say now is probably going to be different by the time they would be graduating. But I think just my best advice is to continue to upskill, always be open to opportunities, and never stop saying yes to things if you are scared of how it's going to work out, or because opportunities can come from anywhere. And even if you're like, oh, I think that maybe I won't be able to do it with uni at the moment, just see where it takes you, and it could lead to something really good. So yeah, and just be eager and like ready to go above and beyond with your uni assignments rather than just do the bare minimum, because that's when you can actually use it for your portfolio and actually like in your career. So because that was what I found with a few of my assignments, like early on in uni, I was more so doing it just to do the assignment, but I wasn't seeing how I could actually have used that like when I was applying for jobs or something. So yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
lot like that.
Well, I'm glad that that you see that, and with, I
Yeah,
mean, particularly with the social media courses, that's what they're designed, so you can get that practical experience to keep building
yeah.
your CV and your portfolio. So, yay! I'm glad you saw that.
Yeah. And you provide so many resources and like workshop skills. It's really something, just take advantage of all of that because it's all really useful.
Oh, good. That's great feedback. And finally, the most important question of all: who do you like, share, and follow?
I know I was a bit nervous for this question, but but I follow so many different people on all my social channels. I think that probably the most common people I follow is I follow other social media or digital marketing agencies, other content creators. One of my favorite Instagram and TikTok creators, her name is V Luong, and she does like tips for kind of managing your personal brand, which I really like because she also works in like social media. I think she's in the US, but then
Yeah.
about fitting it all into your schedule. So I think it's a really, she's one of my
I'll have to
favorite
check
ones.
her out.
Yeah, and then I also like Anita from Wedfetti. She's it's a copywriting business, and they're really great. They have like really creative ways to connect with a brand and all that. So I really love their posts as well.
Excellent. And so once this is posted, can you put their details in the comments, because I'm sure there'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
people who
definitely.
will want to check them out too.
Yeah, definitely. I can do that.
Excellent. And so as we're wrapping up, do you have any final words to say to our amazing audience?
um, any final words? I think I've mostly covered what I want to say, but probably just to always continue to just say yes to opportunities, and be really open to everything that's around you. Because the more open you are, the more opportunities that will come to you. And it is just so true that the more open you are to things, the more that they come into your life, and then you'll be surprised at where it takes you. So there, that's my kind of last point. I feel like that's what happened to me. So
Yeah, no, and I'm so grateful that you're here to share it with others. So thank you. We've had a comment. So Rob has said, how wonderful, and that he's enjoying our chat immensely. Thanks for making it available. So thank you. And so next week on Like, Share, Follow. Oh, and Fiona has said, well done, Janisha. So there you go. So next week on Like, Share, Follow, I'm talking to Kyra Khalida Abdul Khalifa, direct from Malaysia. And Kyra is now a marketing executive at Prime Keeper Financial Services. So we have social media grads all over the world. So thank you, and I will see you next week. And thanks so much, Janisha.
That's right. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.